Also on the Crime Watch, a 32-year-old Niceforo de Jesus was arraigned today in a Monterey courtroom. De Jesus is accused of raping a 13-year-old girl and leaving her unconscious in a Greenfield park. He was charged with 5 counts, including rape and lewd acts with a minor. Some are suggesting that because of the recently passed Proposition 57, those are not considered violent crimes, and if convicted, De Jesus could be eligible for early parole. Not surprisingly, that makes some people unhappy. Action News reporter Christopher Salas went to the DA's office today to get some answers for us. Christopher?
Yeah, you hear some of those charges and accusations and you think, well, no doubt about it, those have to be violent crimes. But according to the DA's office, they say California's new Proposition 57 says not so fast.
First of all, he is charged with violent felonies in counts 2 and 3, which involve child molest and different forms of child molest.
Charges 2 and 3 include oral copulation with a minor under 14 and lewd acts with a child under 14. They are just 2 of 5 charges Niceforo Ramirez de Jesus was arraigned with on Wednesday. But Brandon says they were only able to get Ramirez de Jesus with a violent felony distinction on a technicality of age. Interestingly, under Prop 57, under the exact same circumstances, had the girl found at this park been 15 years old as opposed to 13 years old, Ramirez de Jesus would not have been charged with a violent crime. Had the victim been over 14, Ramirez de Jesus most likely would not have seen a violent crime charge.
Count 1 is not a violent felony under California law. Count 1 is rape of an intoxicated person. This term we use, violent felony, it is a term of art. It is not what people think it means. The list of violent felonies is actually quite short.
That short list is a result of the recently passed Proposition 57. Violent crimes include murder, any felony where a gun is used, or kidnapping. What are not violent crimes are human trafficking of a minor, domestic violence, and date rape, unless they're 14 years or younger.
A person that rapes an intoxicated victim who is over 14 does not commit a violent felony under California law.
The proposition was passed in 2016. The declassification eases sentencing for those convicted of nonviolent crimes. Supporters say the reclassification gives second chances to criminals and has greatly reduced the prison population.
They want to do that for budgetary reasons, and so a lot of this is just driven to get those numbers down. And I'm not sure that justice is being served.
De Jesus is facing up to 22 years in prison. Brandon tells me that his sentence was not affected by Proposition 57, or what would be a future sentence if he's convicted. Aaron?
All right, interesting. Thank you, Christopher. De Jesus has been booked into the Monterey County Jail and is being held on no bail.